Hello and welcome, guys. It is Friday and your Valkyrie is back. Hope everybody is doing well. Hold on, let me turn on a little background music. There we go. Hope everyone's had a good week. It's been a weird one. I was ready for it to be Friday around about Tuesday, but here we are. Before we jump into it and have a little bit of a Friday chat, let's see who we've got. We have got Mr. Hyde's Pop Culture Express. Great to see you. And we've got Leaky. Hey there. Good evening. Is this gonna have to catch a replay? Well, it's great to see you anyway. Great to see you. We have got Dempsey. Great to see you. We've got the man himself, Salty Texas. Hey, great to see you as always. We've got Louise. Hello, lovely. Jacob Ironside. Hey there. Let's see, I'm not missing anybody. You guys are busy today. We had Maddie's daddy. Great to see you. As always, Sakura 315. We've got Zax, who is out on his travels still. And we've got D Nice Gamer. Hello to you. Great to see you guys. Hope you're having a good one. So, what I thought I would do today, because you guys know how much I love Halloween and horror and all that spooky goodness, I thought I would do what I usually do this time in October. I always do a dedicated Friday show. Now, usually it's in the mornings, but this time around we've had to shake things up a little bit. So it's probably going to be a bit more of an evening-ish time, but it's all good because it's great to see you guys. And hey to D-Burn, hello there. Hope you are doing well. Mr. Hyde says, love the intro. Thank you. Thank our man Salty for that one. Love that intro, especially the vampire at the end where she smiles. That is very appropriate, I feel. So, guys, I've got to ask, any of you watched Werewolf by Night? Now, I know what you're going to say, Purple. Didn't you have enough disappointment with the previous MCU films, yeah. I did. I had high hopes, especially for Moon Knight. I think it's fair to say I really wanted it to be good, and I think with these lesser known characters, I knew that something like She-Hulk was probably going to be not great, especially with with the writing team behind it. But I did have high hopes for Werewolf by Night because, again, it's one of those characters that is kind of on the outer limits of what most people recognise for the MCU or for Marvel. And hello, sweetheart, Sarah Garian. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And I've got your email as well. I'm going to answer it as soon as I get finished. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Great to see you. D Nice Gamer says Moon Knight should have been a Netflix show. Yeah, I don't know whether they would have improved or ruined it, but yeah, I really did have higher hopes for that one, and I had high hopes for Werewolf by Night. When I first heard about it, they said it's going to be a one-off. It's going to be a little bit more adult. I guess that's what they were aiming for. It's because it's a horror character, really. It's a horror comic, or always has been. It's a standalone, and it's supposed to be the first of these Marvel Studio special presentations, whatever the heck that means. Basically, what that means is it's standalone episodes. They called this a TV movie. It's not. It's less than an hour long. And when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is going to be campy. I can see where they're going with this, but I've got a sneaking suspicion they're not going to stick the landing. Now, some people will probably absolutely love it because it's a, in quotations, homage to the to the Universal monsters. I don't know. Let's see. We've got Zax. Great to see you, Zax. We've got Black Philip Alves. Hey, good to see you. He says, "Hail Purple, love the opening." Thank you. I love the opening also. It is awesome. great to see you. And we have got from Leaky. Thank you so much. Let me see. It's a heart. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate that. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Dempsey, homage in quotations, exactly. Um, what that basically means is it's filmed in black and white, and it looks good. I will admit, I like the whole filming it in black and white and using the characters, but it was just too short. The story that they tried to tell just didn't drag you in, it didn't grab you, and that's such a shame, because this is again a character that really could make an impact if he was used correctly. Now what I'm guessing they're going to do is they're bringing all these characters in, like Werewolf by Night. Who else did we have? We had Elsa, Bloodstone. She was in this as well, another character. So where we've got Blade coming, I'm guessing where they're going is they're going to introduce the group Midnight Suns. We'll see if they get that far, but the whole point of this, I thought, was that they were going for a more kind of adult show, especially for Halloween time. And it is gory, I guess, but it's kind of hard to see what's going on for most of the time. The only thing that I really did like, and this isn't a spoiler because he's actually in the trailer, is that we have Man-Thing. And he was actually really well done. And I will say that almost all of the effects seem to be practical effects rather than CG, which was a nice change as well. And we have got from Salty. Thank you so much, Salty. Appreciate that. He sends us spoiler alert. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I'll try not to spoil too much because, as with all these things, I say it's best to watch it yourself and see what you think of it. But yeah, I had it on in the background earlier while I was trying to hang a garland above my mantelpiece, and I kept kind of glancing back over and watching it, but it was so short. It really didn't make that much of an impact. Let's see. Mr. Hyde says, yeah, no touchy, the Universal Classic monster. Exactly, yeah. There wasn't anything like that brought into it, but it was the look and the feel and the kind of campiness, I guess, that the 1930s onwards had. But they had it in a kind of endearing way, not so much in this one. Azdeja, great to see you. A trailer for Wheel of Time Series 2 just drops. It almost blinded me. Oh dear. See, that is not in my wheelhouse at all, but I do know that there is later on this evening Prophet of the Dragon, and quite a few of our friends are going to be talking about Wheel of Time, so check that one out. I know I'll be watching later. Let's see, we've got Southern Viking. Hello there, great to see you. We have got our favourite vampire, Nosferatu. Hey there. Good to see you. And we have got Wakasashi Tea House. Hello, Gray. Happy Saturday. Almost Saturday for me. Happy Saturday for you. And I know Gray's got a show later on as well. Gosh, you guys are busy. Southern Viking, it was so short it didn't make much of an impact. Well, that could be misconstrued. Yes, yes indeed. But only in the context of the MCU at the moment. Prophet of the Dragon, hey, great to see you. Hey, Steve. He says, Wheel of Time is garbage. Yes, I feel for you guys. I really, really do. Let's see, we've got Silverlock. Hello, Silverlock. Great to see you as well. Hope you're doing very well. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I thought, well, give it a go. But I wasn't impressed. But I can definitely see these characters being brought back. It really felt like, okay, we're going to dangle these characters in front of you and see what people like, see what they don't like. And then they're going to come back as a team later on which is what I'm guessing they're going to be going with it. But I actually like the Werewolf by Night character. I would have liked to have seen more of him. I didn't think much of the transformation, I've got to admit. Again, it looked kind of like Lon Chaney's Wolfman. With the kind of flat face, not much of a muzzle. I prefer the kind of more classic werewolf with the more wolf-like features. But yeah, could have done with at least an extra 20 minutes to kind of pad the plot out a little bit. But who knows? Let's see. We've got Clobber in Times. Hello, Clubby. Great to see you as always. Hey guys. And Wakasashi says the practical effects in Elm Street 3 are incredible, really hold up. Practical over CGI. Yes, absolutely. You are not wrong there. And we've talked about this. And I'm sure we'll go into it later on as well. Especially with horror films, I think it's the practical effects that really get people's attention. It's what really grab people, whether it's the monsters, whether it's the kills, whether it's the backgrounds or whatever it is. Practical effects really seem to work incredibly well. And Zax, when she says transformation, And a heads up, guys, if you can hear snoring, it's just my pug. He's lying next to me at the moment. So that's what that background noise is. Just think of it as not quite like whale song, but, like white noise going on behind. But one of the things I did want to talk about, since this is kind of horror related and you guys know how much I love it, what I wanted to do was to look at, is there anything worthwhile watching? Yeah. Yes and no, I think, is the answer to that one. So let me have a quick look and we can go through some of these and see what you guys think. So a few of these I don't even recognize, so I'm going to probably skip Mr. Harrigan's Phone. It's apparently it's an adaptation from Stephen King. I haven't read it. I stopped reading King probably back in the 90s, although I have heard good things about his latest book. So maybe I'll dip back into it. But I think we've talked about it great. Everybody, or at least everybody I know, had that kind of Stephen King phase that they went through, where they read a lot of his stuff and then kind of moved on to other writers. But I don't recognize this one at all. So, but one that I do recognise and do actually like, even though I do not like the character, is Terrifier. I've got to admit, Art the Clown really is frightening. It was a surprisingly refreshing film, the first Terrifier. And I'm actually quite looking forward to this one. It's probably not a deep plot. It's probably very silly, very like the first one, but God damn it, there's just something about a killer clown that works. So that one I will probably check out, although I'm not expecting it to be a masterpiece. Now this one, Hellraiser, this one I am curious about. I do love the original Hellraiser. I think anything after Hellraiser 3 is kind of on wobbly ground. But the first one is an absolute classic, based obviously on a book, The Hellbound Heart. I don't know. I like Clive Barker. I think he's got a lot of talent, and I know he's behind this. And we do actually now have a gender-swapped Pinhead, which of all the horror icons, I guess kind of works, because Pinhead was described in the book at least being androgynous looking with a feminine kind of breathy voice. So I guess not having her played by Doug Bradley works this time. But I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews on this one, but I'm still going to give it a go because I do really like the Hellraiser franchise, and I think she looks good. At least she looks kind of cool. And again, we've talked about the makeup effects and the practical effects, and Hellraiser is one of those that is a standout when it comes to that sort of thing. Wakazushi says killer clowns from outer space. Yes, absolutely. I love that. That is so cool. And someone I haven't seen for ages, Captain Spire. Great to see you. Hello. Hello and welcome. He sends us a $5 super chat. Thank you. He says, I love Halloween. I was born in this month. I love the orange, the yellow, the black, and the grey. It reminds me of my move-in date anniversary. 5 years now. That is cool. That is cool. And a very upcoming, if it is upcoming, happy birthday to you. I would love to be born in October. That is a great month to be born in. I've got to admit, I like being born in April as well, but yeah, there's just something about it. Let's see who else we have joined. We have got Mr. MH. Great to see you. Says, hail, Purple. And the chat. Hope you're doing well. Doing very well. Very glad that it's Friday. I've got a busy weekend, but very happy to get to spend just a little bit of time chatting with you guys, because I've missed you. It's been a while since I've got to do a stream just kind of chatting. So really cool to see everybody. And Sarah Garian, great to see you, honey. Says, I enjoyed Gary Oldman as Dracula. The effects in that movie were excellent. Yes, they were. I'm probably going to talk about that film over the course of the month, because that is such a good film. I know a lot of people don't like Keanu Reeves in this, and I can kind of see where they're coming from, but either way, it was still a good film. And you're absolutely right about the effects, especially the transformation effects, and the costuming was fantastic. Let's see who else we've got. Philip says Pinhead was always described as androgynous. Absolutely, this is true. I think this is why, of all the creatures, as I said, it kind of makes sense that they could do a gender swap, or at least a different interpretation of the character. So I'm still, fingers crossed, hoping that it's going to be a decent film. We have got Stunning and Brave Megatron. He says purple is the new black. I love purple. I love wearing black. You are not wrong. We have got the very talented Makini Draws. Great to see you, honey. He says happy Friday, Purple. Happy Friday to you. I hope you're doing well. Loving the drawing stream still. Let's see. Nosferatu says purple. Purple's voice is the audio version of a nice cup of hot cocoa. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. when it's not raspy, thank you. And Salty says she looks like a chick who used to make my coffee when I lived in Seattle. gotta love those body modifications. And let me see. Okay, yeah, Salty, if you would like, please check Gray's Moving Picture House. I've got the link in there if you would like to join, and anybody else in that chat who would like to join, you are more than welcome. Let's see what else we have got. Let me scroll down, because there's quite a few on here. We've got Piggy. I don't recognize Piggy, so I'm going to skip past that one. Same with Significant Other. Werewolf by Night, we've just talked about. This barely makes it in as a movie, because it's I think it's 52 minutes long, but I guess special presentation as it's called. I do like that they at least shot it in the black and white. It works. It's interesting. Now this is weird. I don't know what Grimcutty is, but just seeing this has kind of got me interested. It could be incredibly cheap and cheesy, or it could be something interesting. So it says, along with Hellraiser, Hulu has a couple more Halloween original films in their October lineup, including a film called Grimcutty. Modern Creature Feature is about a scary internet meme. Well, there's plenty of those around. But if that's the monster, I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, it kind of reminds you that you'd see at a carnival, I guess, or like a fun fair or ghost train. One of those things that kind of pop up out of from behind a fake wall. Let me bring on a very special guest as well. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. Hello.
I don't understand how you have my third and fifth grade teachers' pictures like this in color. That Grim Cuddy, I think that was her name was Mrs. Smales, and she had the creepiest, brownest looking teeth and the worst breath. And she was a woman that was built for comfort, not for speed. If you know what I mean, she was more of a
Like a
luxury
snowplow.
liner, more of a luxury liner than a speedboat, as they say. But boy, she could grab your ear like some kind of demented demon. And just except that one's teeth are better. Seriously.
That's a hell of a thing, and again, we've talked about it, and I think we talked about it on another show, how important practical effects are, and how big a difference they make.
Just having rewatched The Thing, you and I actually took some notes on that, and Purple knows a lot about The Thing. She was telling me all about who the special effects people were, about who some of these people, it was their first gig, that John Carpenter loved this film, but just practical effects when they're done pretty well with a pretty good story, that's too much to ask for in 2022, apparently.
Apparently so, and with coherent plots and writers that can actually write, and yeah, who knew that was a thing?
I forget what you did today, but I was in the middle of doing what I do for a living, and she texts me and she's like, "OMG, Werewolf by Night sucks," or something like that. Only there was like all these expletives with that. And no, it was the R word. Purple Valkyrie used the R word and said it's R worded, and I was like, to the shock of no one.
Yes. Lesson learned.
They probably need werewolves in the Rings of Power. That's what they need. They need werewolves, and Black Adam and trans representation. So.
Yeah, you've got to cover all bases, absolutely. And we have got, adding to the stream, we've got...
Look at this.
We are spanning across globally.
Look at this.
Ray.
Ray. What's up?
It's a raid. It's a raid. How you doing?
Dude, what time is it in Japan, man? I don't even know.
It's 7:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, and just got up. I'm feeling a bit hungover.
I'm shocked, Gray. Man, like you never tipple, you never have a dram, you never chug beer like a sorority girl. No, not Gray. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks, man, and thanks, Purple, for the invite. Is Werewolf by Night? Is it terrible? I'm so disappointed.
It's R-worded. It's R-worded. That's what Purple said.
True story. I don't know. I think it's because, again, I did what I did with Moon Knight, and you can shout at me. I was like, Purple, you've got to stop expecting better things from the MCU. But damn it, I just thought with these characters, because they are lesser known, maybe, just maybe, they'd kind of do something interesting with them.
Well, it looked good on the trailer, but hey, I'm a fool as well. I always get my hopes up and I just see them like thrown on the floor time after time.
If you do watch it, I'd love to discuss it with you, because I'd love to hear your take. Because again, this is one of those characters that people know but don't really know, or they've heard of but nobody really reads the books. Because I can't remember the last time there was an actual Werewolf by Night book out.
That's right. I'm sure Salty knows the character well.
I know all about werewolves, but I don't know, I don't know about the characters. So.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and Jacob Ironsides, no, you're not wrong, dude. That was Seattle. That was Seattle like 10, 12 years ago. Now Seattle's just San Francisco with the Seahawks there. We'll just say that. Yeah, but no, dude, that's why I kept telling everybody, watch Dark, because unlike Gray and Purple, I have absolutely zero hope for anything that comes out. And not because I don't want to, but because, well, see every show that came out, right? So, but if you want to be scared in the psychological horror science fiction way, watch Dark, you know? But how was the trans representation in Werewolf by Night? Were there gay couples? Were people that were involved in MAGA and Trump voters, were they vilified? Because that's what I expect in my current year entertainment. You know?
Given what Marvel have been doing, you would think there wasn't really any of that. I mean, it was definitely a diverse cast, but that's, it's 2022, it's to be expected. But it felt like it was a setup for something much, much bigger, and they're doing what they seem to do with a lot of these characters. They just kind of dangle them in front of people and hope that they'll be interested, but with very little payoff.
Do you, and I heard you, I was listening to you while I was driving because I was doing the IRL and I got delayed, and apologies for being late. There were a lot of people at the grocery store, you know, we'll just say that here in Texas.
Did that have anything to do with what we were talking about last night? I wonder.
We'll have to talk about that later, but prices did go up. Say that on a lot of things that were in stock. We'll just say that. But no, what I was going to say was, you talked about how this show was too short and how it didn't seem to really have a plot. And do you see that, Purple? I've been out on Marvel for a long time, but is that consistent with what you and Gray have seen in these Marvel shows and chat? Like, is there literally no plot? It's like, it's not even A to B, it's like A to A in these Marvel shows, or how do they make these things? And hail Zax, by the way.
It does seem to be, or at least it feels that way with the couple that I've watched. I mean, a lot of them, obviously, I skipped over because I had no interest in them. It was only the really obscure characters that I actually wanted to give a go with. But yeah, it's like they want to bring all these characters in, but they don't actually know what to do with them, or they don't have competent writers. Imagine that.
Are you serious? Competent writers?
So what you're saying is that this is the best of Phase 5, Marvel Phase 5. This show was the best of Phase 5. Gotcha. Good to know.
And let me give a shout out to Sentient Dildo. Great to see you. And to the man himself, Dave Bob. Hail, Dave Bob. Good to see you.
Hail, Dave Bob. I've got my redneck hair today with my redneck, yes, I love the United States Constitution hat on, because that's how I roll here in Central Texas.
Awesome hat. I love that.
I got this when you were here. I got this when we were in Dallas, like hanging out with Matt.
I remember. Yeah. And she just says, I love how I'm younger than Purple and Grey, yet they're more innocent than me. Yes.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
And Phonebox Chicken, great to see you. And yes, you are not wrong when it comes to that. Dave Bob said, I watched 2 episodes of She-Hulk. That was more than enough. That was 2 more than me. I completely avoided that show.
No. I haven't heard any glowing praise for the representation in the all-female writing group. You know, I think it was the Critical Drinker who said something of, this is a warning to those people. They were bitching when men wrote these female characters, saying that they weren't accurate, but you let all these strong, empowered Hollywood writer types write female characters, and you get twerking and going on dating sites, hooking up. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I just give a quick shout out to Dave Bob, who sent us a member chat. He has been with us for 21 months. Can you believe it? Thank you, Dave Bob. He says, hello, sweetheart. Hello to you. Great to see you. As always, I need to reach out to Dave Bob because I miss working with you. And we have got in the chat the very talented Snowdub. Great to see you. It says, hey, Purple. Puff says he misses you.
It's a trap. I think maybe the 18th trip to rehab for Puff. I think this time it'll stick, Purple. So
that's what he told me. That's what he said. I believe him.
Don't call off that engagement. I'm sure Puff will get it together Now, this time.
Is Puff a magic dragon, or am I getting mixed up with somebody else?
He
Well,
is indeed a dragon, yes.
He likes
Okay.
to toke and puff, actually, Graven, yeah.
But it is great to see you. Thank you, Snowdub. Hope you're having a good one. Guys, this next one I actually wanted to ask you about because this one is incredibly obscure and I don't think it's going to mean anything to anybody who isn't from the US. Now, apparently, Spirit.
Oh, no way! That's what that is?
Yes,
Oh my
Spirit
God!
store, the Halloween store, which I'm really jealous that you guys have. It's not a
We
thing
do.
here. Has their own movie and it's got Christopher Lloyd in it.
That's weird. Now, my fellow Americans that are in the chat, I mean, you guys can offer your own experiences of Spirit Halloween, but it's normally like the best time to go there is when there's a bunch of sorority girls trying on the sexy pirate outfits. But otherwise, it's a lot of latex masks and other stuff. I mean, it can be kind of cool.
Hey,
but
I'm not gonna judge.
I know, but it's just I'm not sure. I mean, that would be like Burger King having a movie about Halloween or something. But
That would be terrifying.
I think like so many other things, it depends on what the plot is. This looks like it's in a video store or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
it takes place inside a Spirit Halloween store, so they're filming inside one of their own stores. I think it's more of a family-friendly, in quotations, horror movie, so it's not like a gory shock horror. But I
so
think
no boobs.
No boobs. No, I think what they're going for is a kind of Stranger Things sort of vibe. They're trying to cash in on that success, but I just thought it was so bizarre.
I didn't hear about this, and this is why I'm glad I came on the show, was for stuff like this. I think you should watch this with your channel members. I think we should all suffer. I mean, watch this together. What streaming platform is this Spirit Halloween trademark copyright
Yes,
movie on?
That is a good question. It doesn't say, but I'm sure I can go sailing to go find it, if you know what I mean.
Good to see Christopher Lloyd popping up again as well. I really
Yes.
enjoyed him in, oh my God, what was it? Nobody, the movie with, what's he called? Kirk, Better Call Saul actor. That was awesome. What a performance in that.
1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Party.
And D-Bird, yes, exactly, yes. And Blackfoot Up says, hard pass for me on Spirit Halloween. I'll just go visit one myself. I really want to go, but these guys can tell you I have absolutely zero self-control when it comes to Halloween things, so it could be dangerous.
Salty, what are they like, the Spirit Halloween shops? Are they any good?
Well, they pop up usually like in late August or September, and then they run through obviously Halloween, and they're usually like in old stores that left old malls, or like if there was a drugstore that went under, but they have this short-term lease and then they just kind of pop up. And sometimes then they have another store just come right in behind them that's like kind of a pop-up Christmas store too. But they, I think honest to God, the last time I was in one was probably 10 years ago, to be honest with you.
Wow,
But
okay.
they have some good stuff. It's just that, it's a lot of the same cheap plastic crap and the rest of it. But it's not like cool lawn ornaments and things like that, in my opinion. Now, maybe they've changed, but I'm actually trying to figure out where the hell this movie is. Oh my God. Rachel Leigh Cook. I don't know.
Did you say lay? Lay?
Yeah, baby. Lay. Oh, I've got a trailer. I have a trailer if you want one. Oh my God.
Yeah, we can bring up a trailer. Let's do it.
Hold on.
I am curious. You know
Oh
me.
my God, I'm getting. I haven't been on my computer in a couple hours, so all of my emails blowing up at once. Let me make this full. Of course I can. Nothing is
Yeah.
ever easy. I'll share
Let
the
me
link
say
after.
hey to Brandon, the anime guy. Great to see you. Another
Hail,
one
dude.
who's working incredibly hard at the moment and has a show tomorrow. So let me bring this up. There we go.
All right, I think I got it full screen. You want me to roll some of this? I've got the
Yes.
audio up. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
We can always just watch a scary movie at my place. Dude, we need something
Yep.
super creepy.
Yep.
You want something
Third-rate
really creepy?
Stranger
Half
Things.
the night,
Uh-huh.
half the
Yep.
sheep.
Yep.
Pop up Halloween story.
Monster
creepy
Club.
light. Awesome.
Oh, look. Okay, so that's the old
Monster
school
Club.
logo.
Fright
Yep.
Nights. It's that kind
Yep.
of feel. Yeah.
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
1.21 gigawatts.
Spirit that can't let go of his life.
Oh, we got
Possibly someone
diversity.
died here. Alec Windsor.
He's got such an awesome face. Chris Lloyd,
Wow.
I love it.
Could this rip off Stranger Things anymore? Yep, this looks like it's set in the 90s or the 80s.
Oh, the store closed and we're still inside.
You mean the store's locked and we're trapped inside?
Oh, explaining the plot. Nice.
Yeah.
Was that there before?
Ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers.
Is Alec Windsor
Holy hell. That thing looks like me.
I was just gonna say, it's a purple Valkyrie sex doll.
What a rip-off, Purple.
That's it. I'm gonna sue.
That's awesome.
Or I could just dress up as Halloween.
Oh.
You know, get a box and just walk around like a fortune teller.
So this is gonna looks like a Disney level banal Hallmark Channel
Holy cow.
movie,
With the sacrifice
ripping off
set me
Stranger
free.
Things. I sure hope they have pronouns. Yep.
Your girlfriend? It's a little scary.
Oh, it's the haunted teddy bear. And her
Wow.
voice just dropped. Wow.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be a little rain cloud, guys. I'm gonna be a little rain cloud and say,
You? Really?
shut up. No. I'm going to say this is going to probably not be all that it could be. No. That's what I'm gonna
How long do you think Christopher Lloyd is actually in that film? Do you think
probably
was it?
long enough to pay off at least one ex-wife for 6 months. I think that's probably just as long as he was in that film, Purple. That's what I think.
a prophet says, "What the heck did I just come back to?"
Yeah.
Cinematic masterpiece, Steve. That's what you just came back to.
I'll give you the elevator speech. Let's rip off Stranger Things, add more diversity, have it set in the 90s. Oh, and it'll suck. That's the elevator speech for that one.
And Dempsey said we probably saw the footage of him. I kind of agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the case.
Yeah. Artie, 1.21 gigawatts. Stop doing that, Gray. Jesus.
As Dyer says, it looks better than the Wheel of Time Season 2 trailer, Solly.
Oh no, believe me,
Oh,
Steve,
shots fired.
Prophet of the Dragon I was out doing real world stuff, and Steve's like screaming profanity to me in my direct messages, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh my god, you guys are crazy. And the other one that I wanted to talk about, because I think I'm going to be reviewing it because Stu Kenobi has already asked. So
Oh,
it's
yes.
Halloween Ends, and if anybody else would like to be involved, you're more than welcome. Honestly, at this point, I'm rooting for Michael Myers. Just kill everybody. Just wipe out Haddonfield, please, and be done with it. Because after the last one, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going around right now.
And you know, I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I've got nothing against her, but she's
I
gone a
do.
little bit crazy.
I do.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I mean, I liked when she got naked and trading spaces. That was cool. But that was also like 40 years ago. So I'm not saying I want her to get naked again. But I'm saying, as
It's
I've gotten
happened,
to know
yeah.
these people on social media, or read about their opinions in the media that they put on social media, it takes people that I had no feelings about other than like, oh yeah, you're a clown and you're there to amuse me. And when you take your shirt off, if you're a chick, that makes it better. But when you have all these political opinions that seem to be, if you say enough of them, like Alyssa Milano and these other wackadoodles out there, then we'll give you a little crumb. We'll give you a B or C tier movie if you talk about the climate and genders and communism and all of electric cars. Then we'll give you a little crumb, but you have to be our bitch and sell the narrative. And I think Jamie Lee Curtis, in my opinion, is working the street for that C tier movie.
Yes,
shot.
there does seem to be a lot of that at the moment going on, doesn't there? I wonder if there's anything that is coming up in the near future that might be behind that, or maybe we're all just crazy conspiracy theorists. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Somebody
There's a
say
lot going on.
conspiracy, conspiracy,
No.
conspiracy.
Yeah. You know what a conspiracy? I'm going to give you a conspiracy theory. That everything is going to be all right. That's. I'm going to give you that.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
conspiracy.
That's beautiful. And Zach's is in the chat asking the real questions. He says, "Are Jamie Lee's boobs in A Fish Called Wanda?" I can't remember.
They're in a push-up bra, and she's in bed with John Cleese when he starts speaking in Russian. Then she gets even more. We'll just say the Misty Mountains are a little more misty. We'll say that. And but yeah, she doesn't. But there's no nipplissimo or anything.
You don't get a free shot. Okay, fair enough.
No, actually, that film was ahead of its time. Think about it. As you say, you don't see Jamie Lee Curtis, but you do see John Cleese's ass.
You do.
Don't know why I remember that.
That was another one of those movies that was out about the same time, like Lost Boys. That was at and believe it or not, Dances with Wolves. This is back when we had $2 movie theaters, right? And when you're like a poor kid going to community college and you get done working your shitty mall job, and I had 2 of them, and you want to go hang out, you get like ramen, you get those cornmeal mixes, because you're a starving college kid in the early 90s, and then you go to the $2 movie theater, and then you you pay $2 to go to both of the shows. So you pay $1 a movie. And The Fish Called Wanda, I must have saw that damn thing like 37 times because we just would go and get drunk. And RoboCop was there too. RoboCop and
film.
Fish Called Wanda and Lost Boys. And, yeah.
Oh, I love watching Lost Boys. We were talking about that recently as well. I love that film. It's so good. Another one that I hope that they never do a remake of, but they're probably gonna.
I hope they do it with significant trans representation, and I hope it's an allegory for climate change. That's
It would only make sense at this point. Exactly. The other one that I wanted to touch on because it's just ridiculous. It's M. Night Shyamalan. Any fans out there? No, good.
I liked 2 of his movies, but they were a long time ago. I liked The Village. I did. I liked The Village because it kind of felt like Sleepy Hollow in a lot of ways. Like it had that kind of a Washington Irving thing. And I thought that Signs was a pretty cool movie. The rest of his stuff I don't have a lot of regard for.
That was before Mel Gibson got cancelled though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Mel Gibson. I go, I celebrate Passover with him all the time.
I hope everybody gets that joke because that was good. But I just wanted to bring this up because it's got the winning combination of Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint. I have no idea what it's about, but it just made me smile.
I hope they're in a gay throuple. I hope they are. I hope that finally we're getting an M. Night Shyamalan Ling Ding Dong movie. And yes, I'm being deliberately culturally insensitive. This guy hasn't been batting very well. I mean, I don't know what his last good movie was. I don't. Other than the 2 that I said, he kind of lost me after that movie about the wind, where if it got windy, everybody died, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with you, dude.
Yeah, I can't even remember that film, but Nosferatu says Unbreakable was his best. I liked Unbreakable. I like the trilogy. The 3 of those, they were pretty good, I guess. Attention Dildo says Shamalama Ding Dong is a genius.
Yeah. Twisting the night away. Twisting.
And Saragari said, did you hear that Scooby-Doo is woke and Velma came out?
No, it doesn't.
I did,
No.
and I didn't care.
All you have to do is buy Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I think it started in 68 and ran to, I think it was 2 or 3 seasons through 72. You want nothing to do with Scrappy-Doo. Just
Agreed.
Live in a world where there's just that awesome show from the that was from the late 60s to the early 70s. I think it was 2 or 3 episodes. I have it on DVD over there. They can do whatever they want to Velma. She can do as much carpet cleaning and scissor sharpening as she wants in their little twisted fetishized world. That doesn't mean that we have to let it into our head canon, because again, it's going to fail. And guess what they're gonna do when it fails? Guess who they're gonna blame?
Yes, guess whose fault it's gonna be. So we might as well preemptively say we hate it, it sucks, enjoy. And unfortunately, Salty is right about Scrappy-Doo, but I will have a caveat to that. There was 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, and that had Vincent Price in.
Ooh.
And that wasn't terrible, even though it had Scrappy-Doo in as well.
Did you guys like those crazy crossovers they did with like the Harlem Globetrotters, and then they had Batman and Robin with like the Joker and Scooby-Doo? I thought those were really cool. They're a product of their time. But if you guys haven't seen those are wicked good. Yeah.
No.
They lost me when Freddie Prinze was Fred. In
the live action. Yeah.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar was Daphne, and I don't know who was it. Rosie O'Donnell was Velma. I don't remember. Well, all I know is those movies weren't very good. So,
no, they were not. But they are high art compared to what we've got now. Yes. Psycho Dwarf, great to see you. Love the new avatar. That is cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It says, got doped, got scoped. I'm clear for 5 more years. Heck yes. Good. Yeah. Glad you're feeling good.
Yeah, our man Psycho Dwarf Nan had to get a test the other day that he talked about, I think, on the Woo Woo show, if I remember correctly, on Wednesday. And we are glad that you are good to go, dude.
Absolutely, yes. So thank you, honey. Great to see you as always, and also great to see Miss Martin Muses. Hello, lovely. Good to see you, D-Bird. You're saying what we're all thinking exactly.
Yeah.
And we
you think that's a happy marriage? You think they're happily married?
Ooh, salty.
I think somebody's got more power than the other. Yes.
Wait, you mean somebody? Wait, there's a lot of pegging. Is that okay? All right, I'm gonna walk right away from that. But, yes.
I just loved the chat still talking about Shamalama Ding Dong. It's a
contentious. His movies are contentious. I mean, you saw. I disagreed with Nosferatu. Not everybody likes it, and it's like, again, I like 2 of his movies. I think Signs, when it came out, I remember going to see it in the theater. And I thought, this is pretty cool. I mean, he had some interesting tropes, because it was kind of the first time I'd ever seen them. And with The Village, I knew something was up. I just didn't know what. And while it wasn't, to me, as good as Signs, I loved the fact that it was essentially set in some type of, it felt like a post-apocalyptic world. And anything with William Hurt, I think that's what his name is, the actor William Hurt. I think he crushed it in that role. I really did. And Sigourney Weaver, come on, that's why I like it.
The problem I think with his is, for every great film like Sixth Sense, you get Lady in the Water or The Last Airbender or After Earth. You get like 5 terrible films for every one okay film that he's done.
I never saw any of those. I never did.
And Dave Bob, I absolutely agree. He says, I think that live action cartoon remakes are a travesty. However, I would quite like to see the opposite and see some of these live actions be made into cartoons.
Oh, like Lord of the Rings and War of the Rohirrim.
Exactly.
Mm.
Very much so. I think that's going to be incredible considering what we've had.
I stopped watching. It broke me. It broke me. It broke me after episode 4. I watched Steve, Prophet of the Dragon, with Nerdporial and Nathan and Lady Balefire last. I watched like 5 or 10 minutes of their thing this morning, and I'm like, I skipped right to the end, and I just saw their faces, and I'm like, I'm shocked. It didn't get any better. Like, it still sucks. Oh, it got even worse. And I'm not harshing on my friends, but I'm just saying is that I pulled the cord on that one. I did. Like, I'm not letting it into what I think about Tolkien and Tolkien's world at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes you've just got to throw your hands up and walk away.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute, there's still one episode to go, Salty. Don't you think they're saving the best for last?
but she was supposed to be redeemed. What happened there?
We've only just begun to suck. 4 more episodes of nothing but pain. I'll stop.
Madman Purple, can I just say how much I'm enjoying this photo of Nick Cage, by the way?
I
I'm just
know,
looking at it.
I had to leave it up because God knows how much I love Nick Cage, and I'm actually looking forward to this. We've talked about this quite a few times on Salty's channel. It is obviously Renfield.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing Count Dracula. It's going to be a dark comedy. It's probably going to be ridiculous, but damn it if I'm not looking forward to seeing it.
It's Nick Cage probably being Nick Cage as a vampire. So, okay, I'm gonna, out of the boat, I'm gonna give it a guaranteed 4 stars, which is higher than I rated virtually any television show out this year, with the exception of Stranger Things. You know, so yeah.
And I have a deep and unending love for Nick Cage. I think anything he's in, he just kind of he makes it his own. So yeah, I'm all for that.
You know, he did a crazy, you guys, what was the name of it? It was he played like a wizard that was at war with I think it was Monica Bellucci, who was like an evil wizard, and he had to like recruit this
Sorcerer's
kid.
Apprentice.
Yeah, I thought, you know, that is a guilty pleasure. To watch Nick Cage try and be a fantasy archetype character. You know,
seen that
like
one.
kind of like imagine Nick Cage has Merlin, only if Merlin had a drinking problem and constantly had to commute on the Jersey Turnpike every day. You know,
That's it. I'm watching it. Nice
yeah,
one.
I mean, I think you'd like it, Gray. I really do. I think it's a worthy watch. And Monica Bellucci in anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Psychodor says Ghost Rider. I that's a guilty pleasure for me. I actually
Yeah.
really liked his Ghost Rider.
The first one, especially, yeah.
And Dave's
The Beast!
Bees!
I have that. I still have that somewhere. I've got that on my channel. It's got its own hot button. Yeah, it's got its own hot button. Yeah.
And I've heard Pig was really good. You guys are saying Pig was awesome, Pig rules.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it yet, but it's on my list. But I'm kind of like I don't like the idea of a sad animal film because you know, I was like, oh
Yeah.
because I remember the first John Wick film and that got me. I was like, wow, you're going to do that to me, okay?
I don't like movies where kids or animals are hurt, you know, and you know, there's enough of that going on in the real world. Just say that. And yeah, but what was that one movie? And Zach's always uses that clip where Nick Cage is jamming somebody's face into a overflowing commode.
Oh, that's Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah,
I
Willy's
love that
Wonderland.
film.
I have not seen that movie, but
Me
I could
neither,
be
no.
Gray, you and I should watch that. Man.
Yeah.
Definitely watch that.
We've got a lot of love for Monica
Oh.
in the chats.
Dude, Nosferatu, right? I mean, like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, boom. No, wait a minute. It's like, no, she gets the boom, chicka, wow, wow. Never done that on YouTube. Probably will never do it again. But for you, Nosferatu, I did it, you know?
Yes, and I've heard about this copy and paste cavalry fleet. Yes, haven't watched it, but a lot of people have been making fun of it, as they should.
Yeah, I as someone who grew up or not grew up, but someone who lived near active volcanoes or dormant volcanoes, I'll just say that you want to understand what your chances are of maybe making it if shit starts, right? So I didn't watch this show. I just listened to the description from Heel versus Babyface a little bit this morning, and then also from Prophet of the Dragons assessment. And the funny thing about pyroclastic flows is you are instantaneously turned into a charcoal briquette.
Yes.
You know?
Does everybody remember Mount St. Helens? Because that wasn't long ago.
Nosferatu the Vampire Irreversible was one of those movies that I had to stop and I couldn't watch it.
It's a horrible movie.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those for body horror or drape or that type of violence. So I was out on that movie. And just what I did see, it left a very not a great impression, you know? Like, that's just me, you know? Yeah. Don't. Okay. Like, okay. I really wouldn't, but you know, you're a big girl, and I'm not the boss of Purple Valkyrie, but I wouldn't go near it. Seriously.
I always take recommendations from people I trust, though. So if you guys say skip it, I will skip it. But I vaguely know of it, but I've never actually seen it. But let me say again a huge thank you to Psychodorf9. Great to see you. It says, look up a series called Walls of Air. Then imagine Nick Cage as that wizard. I kind of want to do that now.
I'm on it. I'll look up what this is. I'll be back. That's why I'm here.
And Dave Bob, thank you, Psychodorf. Really appreciate that, Dave Bob. Oops, let me get that. Psychodorf says Pompeii was a pyroclastic flow. Just saying, absolutely. And we saw what happened there. Dave Bob says pyroclastic flows are between 400 and 1300 degrees Fahrenheit. Yep, you would just be either covered or incinerated.
Yeah.
Yep, there would be nothing left.
I shared with Purple Valkyrie one of my favorite docudramas. I think it was on the History Channel, or maybe it was the BBC, about a super eruption of Yellowstone. I cannot recommend that enough. That was an accurate depiction of an event like that.
Yes, and Dempsey's absolutely right. Pyroclastic flows, fast-moving current of hot air, hot gas and volcanic matter that flows along the ground away from a volcano, usually at high speeds. Yeah, and I talked about Mount St. Helens, and I am old enough just about to remember it happening and the devastation, and it's still to this day you can see what happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I used to live not too far from there, so I used to drive down there and hang out all the time. And back before Portland was a complete and total third world shithole, I would go there and stop there along the way. But yeah, that, you know, a good part of the mountain blew off, and
and people knew it was coming because it bulged out for a couple of weeks at least, if I remember correctly. They could see the pressure was building, and people were told, get out of there, get away, it's gonna blow.
So I did some research, Purple Valkyrie, on what it was. It was Walls of Air is something called the Darwath trilogy set, and it was released going back to, I believe, 1997. And why is all of my email always pop up when I'm live? But this is a 3000. This is about a dreadful Dark Lord had sprung from an underground lair to destroy most of humanity. Now they're back, and only a few thousand people have managed to find refuge in an ancient fortress. This is my kind of thing. I am going to actually get this series.
That sounds really cool, and
it does.
I need a new fantasy series to get into, so thank you.
I do. Purple Valkyrie's dying. She's
got the lurgy.
It's the mummy. It's a little dusty. She got a little murky because there's a 3,000-year-old mummy she's probably fiddling with in the background. We all know how well that ends, don't we? Mm-hmm.
Well, I did say I had a thing for Halloween. What can I say?
Guys, this is totally off topic, but it's just turned 8 o'clock here. You know how I know that? We have chimes playing in this little town that I live in. It's like a PA system, and they play morning chimes, if you can believe that. How cool is that?
Even that's a Gray's hearing bells.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I mean,
She has to play, quite possibly.
when I was a kid, we lived right next door to a Catholic church called St. Anne's, and they had bells every hour.
Ooh.
Every hour, all through the night, the church bells would ring. And I don't know if that even... Do they even have that in small towns anymore? But
They do over here. Yeah, if there's
Okay.
a small
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
or small town church, they ring the bells. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those things, you know?
And there's actually one right in the middle of where I live in the city centre, and it's called St. Martin's, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
And they ring the bells all the time. And we've also got a woo-woo topic to cover.
Ooh,
Nice.
really? I'll be back. I'm going to do research. I'll be back.
Ooh, nice. Thank you. I will look into that. That is pretty darn cool. Let's see, Nosferatu says, I live near a church, heard the bells pretty often. Nice. Dempsey says, a local church here has the bells play songs. That is cool. It's something just kind of nice about being able to hear it, but that's really sweet. Have you guys got time for just one more article, if I pull it up?
It's Miller time. This has been the week from hell in Purple. I've told you about it in DMs,
yeah.
but so I am done, and I did my thing. And my only plans tonight are to go get some good shrimp from the Gulf at a seafood place about 5 minutes from my house. So, and yes, they're going to be deep fried. So I am here. I am ready to hang. So,
Nice.
yeah.
All right.
Is that Bubba Gump shrimp, Salty?
There is a dude named Bubba who's there,
Really?
but it's not Bubba Gump. Yeah. There's Bubba and Rex, and then I think his wife is Muriel, and oh god, I'm gonna dox myself. But it's good seafood. We'll just say that.
Oh my god, Purple! This article looks amazing. Nosferatu's gonna love this.
Yes, well, I thought we'd end on a vampire-y,
Awesome.
vampiric topic, but Nosferatu's got it. Yeah, it's Friday. Let's get wasted. Heck yes. So
This is why we're friends. This is why I rely on your judgment. I'm just gonna say that in chat. Yes,
I want to get hammered with grey, purple, and salty.
you do.
You do.
You really do. You really do. We're fun. We are.
Come to a convention with us. We'll prove it. But let me go into this one because I thought that this was pretty cool, and I love the Salem's Lot, the film. I didn't like the TV series as much, but this is from Den Geek. It says why there hasn't been a great Salem's Lot movie. Stephen King's classic vampire novel, Salem's Lot, has been adapted twice. Could a third attempt finally produce the chiller that lasts? I'm going to say probably not, because it's 2022.
Only with adequate trans representation, an anti-Second Amendment narrative, and of course, climate change.
Yes, and maybe vampires thrown in, just in case.
Who's got time for that?
Yeah, exactly. There'll be a metaphor for something else. But it's Stephen King's second published novel, Salem's Lot, arrived in hardcover in October 1975, and was King's next step towards transforming himself from obscure main writer to a pop culture phenomenon. Yeah, I guess. His first novel, Carrie, sold moderately in hardcover, but the paperback edition really took off. And then obviously we had Salem's Lot. So let's see what it's got to say. As basic as it sounds, it was somewhat groundbreaking with the exception of a few titles. And they're talking about the different vampire movies. Obviously, we've got Richard Matheson's masterpiece I Am Legend, which has been adapted and retold multiple times.
It's true. I still like the Vincent Price version of that. I think
too.
The Last Man on Earth, I think that's from 60... Shit, I want to say 64, but I could be wrong. If you haven't seen that, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, and I will say I didn't hate the one that Will Smith did, but yeah.
If it didn't have Will Smith in it, it would have been a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog was great. You know, I really like the German Shepherd. She was awesome. But let me scroll down. So the first attempt that they had was from 1979, which
Yeah.
I actually liked. I thought it was a great film.
I've never seen that. That was yet another one of those, and they used to do this stuff all the time. I went to go see a kids movie when I was like 8 or 9, because that's about the age I would have been when that film came out. So I'm like going to see, like, The Rescuers or something like that. And you know what they did? All these kids in the movie theater watching a Disney movie, they're showing trailers for Salem's Lot, and it's like scaring the shit out of all of us. I mean, I remember little girls crying and screaming, and everybody, like, it was pandemonium. And they did the same damn thing when I went to go see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. You know what they did? They had the Jaws trailer up. They played the trailer for Jaws when I was like 7. And it's like, so I have never seen Salem's Lot. Now, maybe that's a salty problem, but I just wanted to say it was scary to 8 or 9-year-old me.
Yeah, it scared me silly when I was a little boy. The movie, the first movie, that
Scared
famous
me
scene.
as well, yeah. Yeah, and I think you and Nosferatu were talking about it in the chat. The window, that is a scary scene. I won't spoil it because Salty hasn't seen it, but it really does stick with you. It was incredibly effective. I think because it was so simple. Let me give a quick shout out to Apollomies Minion. Hello, sweetheart. And we've got Jedi Bill 797. Great to see you guys. Hey there. Hope you are doing well. But let me jump back. So it says, naturally, the rights were snapped up almost immediately by Warner Brothers, because why not? Turning it into a major feature film. King himself did not write the screenplay, but other people did, including Oscar winner Sterling Siliphant, who did In the Heat of the Night, and Alive director Larry Cohen.
Wait a minute. You mean they didn't give two knuckleheads who wrote like a really bad science fiction movie this incredibly popular story to make that probably cost a lot of money?
Clearly, they were backwards in the 70s. Yeah,
didn't used to do that. Huh. Sounds like it contributed to climate change. Not doing that. That's
Maybe that's why they haven't managed to have a successful adaptation of the book so far. Maybe that's what they're getting at.
Yeah, give it to Payne and McKay. What? Give it to Payne and McKay. Yeah.
But it says, like a lot of Stephen King's, what they had was the problem of the size of the book. So it's about 400 pages, and they had to kind of condense it down to a 2-hour theatrical motion picture, but I thought they did pretty well, to be honest. And the solution to the problem was to shift the adaptation from the big screen to the small, with Salem's Lot reconfigured as a 2-part 4-hour miniseries.
I like that idea. Yeah. I mean, I think it worked really well with The Stand.
It did.
I mean, as well as it could. I mean, and I was not that big into King. I liked, what was it, Monkey Business? I liked the short stories, but those were thick ladies. They were thick. They were thick paperbacks, and his writing it's a quick read. We'll just say that, but not, it's not necessarily always. I'm not willing to commit for 500 effing pages to a story like that.
Yeah, you can power through his books usually pretty fast. And weirdly enough, one of my favorites was actually Eyes of the Dragon, which is a kind of fantasy based one, which didn't really have that many horror elements at all. But I too like his short stories better than his massive novels usually. But it just goes on to say, it's talking about the main vampire character, which is Barlow, and he was used sparingly, and that works incredibly well throughout these films. But let's see what else they've got to say. They talk about the miniseries does benefit from a number of genuinely frightening scenes, including Danny Glick's unforgettable appearance at the window, which is what Gray was talking about.
Oh, it sounds like I have to find this and watch this.
It is worth watching. I mean, kind of remember that it's late 70s, but
I was there.
I was about it. I think you'll enjoy it.
I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. I was there. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've made you watch some crazy shit.
This
Doing
is
some
true.
research.
This is true.
We haven't talked about it yet, but we're kind of doing a retrospective on all the different attempts of making Sleepy Hollow. And there were a lot of really wackadoodle ones. I'm going to say that, including a lot of really trippy ones from the 60s and 70s. So
The 70s
my
was a
tolerance is
thing. Yeah.
significant for schlock. We'll just say that. So.
But endearing schlock. And Dempsey, I agree. I really did like it. It was one of my favourites. But it says the best parts of Salem's Lot 79 do hold up decently, but a chunk of it has not aged well in more than 40 years. Well, what you expect. It occasionally captures some of the flavour and atmosphere of the book, just not enough to make it a true classic. See, that's what I disagree. I think it is a really good film. And this isn't someone who hasn't actually seen the second attempt, because I never had any interest in it. I've already seen it. It's been told. I don't want to watch another one, which is probably why I'm not that interested in the one that's coming out. I think it's next year, if I remember correctly. They're trying again. But this one did have Rob Lowe in it.
Oh! Was the Disney princess that he was banging after the Emmys? Was she in this?
When was this?
That actually happened. Look that one up. That happened.
That was a thing.
Yeah. It was Snow White. He made a sex tape with the woman who was playing Snow White on the Emmys. It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. You know.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and I actually like Rob. I think he's kind of cool. But,
hey, you know what? If you go ahead and bang Snow White. I'm cool with that. You're Rob Lowe.
Do it. Yeah.
You do Rob Lowe. Yeah,
you do.
I'm fine.
You do
fine.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
But there was one other great person in this apparently. So we had the late great Rutger Hauer was kind of in this. He says the one big change is that the balance of power between Barlow and his servant Straker has been restored to the level of the book. Here, played by the great Rutger Hauer, Barlow is once again articulate and more human-looking, with Hauer providing an air of cordial yet sinister menace, closer to King's vision.
Wow. You know, advertising doesn't work on me at all. Having a spokesperson for anything doesn't work at anything at all. But if Rutger Hauer wanted to sell me paper towels, I would actually watch the commercial. And the next time I was in the store, I would seriously consider anything that Rutger Hauer recommended, because he had presence. You know, he, in every role that I've seen him in, whether it be Ladyhawke or Blade Runner, or even some of the kind of schlocky, action films from the 90s, Rutger Hauer was a presence. You know, and now I'm interested to see what this cat did in this movie. You know.
Agreed. I might give it a chance, because just skipping through this, it's actually got a really great cast. So I might kind of give it a go. I'll add it to my list of ever expanding things that I need to watch. But yeah, I haven't watched the 79 version. I didn't have any interest, so I never bothered. But it says we have got yet another one coming. It was supposed to be out September 9th of this year. It's now moved back to April 2023. Who cares? Why would you bring out a horror movie in April? I don't know. It's almost as bad as bringing out, I don't know, a gay comedy in October. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the radioactivity around the planet will have fallen by then, so people will want to go to the movie theaters.
Yeah. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where he comes out and it's just, that's what it'll be like. Just dust everywhere.
Turn that goddamn Hadron Collider off, please. Somebody in Europe, just.
It's too late, Salty. It's too late.
It's too late,
I know.
And they're building more and bigger ones, because of course they are.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Oh yeah, watch Dark. Watch Dark. Yeah.
And guys, we are going to start wrapping up, but before we do, let me say a huge thank you to Wakazashi, who's got to leave us because he's got to get on with the rest of his day. But what have you got coming up, Greg? Because I know you've got a show soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks, and thanks a lot for this invite. It's great catching up. It's great chatting with you. Doing a movie review of Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, later on tonight. It's going to be, what time is it? 11 p.m. Late night horror, 11 p.m. Central. So looking forward to that.
Okay.
Nice.
I might come by and make half drunk jokes.
Do a Nosferatu in the comments. That'd be awesome, Salty.
Yeah.
I will try and be there because I'm a sucker for the Nightmare on Elm Street films.
It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
But it's Saturday, so I can go back to bed.
Listen, if you like popping halfway through Purple, you are always welcome anytime. No worries.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But,
we need to make sure Purple Valkyrie has a pumpkin spice latte, some frou-frou chick drink when she's up at 5:30 in the morning to talk about Freddy or Jason.
Fun of my love of iced coffee.
No, I just observe, and I have very accurate observations about those Purple Valkyrie. Yeah.
Like 500 calories, but I don't have anything else for the rest of the day, so it's okay.
Like 3,000. And it's like this much whipped cream, and I'm like, holy Jesus! It's like, wow. But I'm not judging. I'm just observing.
Okay, thanks again, guys. I'll catch you later.
Thank you.
See you later,
Greg. Have a great one. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me say hey to Das Wolfen. Just popped in to say hello. Hello, great to see you. We are going to start to wind down, but I just wanted to do, as I said, what I do every time Halloween and October rolls around. I like to do the Friday base show. So this has been a lot of fun. Based AF. Exactly.
Yeah.
But Salty, what have you got coming up? Because I know you're incredibly busy.
Well, I always overcommit. We'll just say that. Steve, Prophet of the Dragon, asked me to talk about what was released apparently at the New York Comic Con for a book series that he and I both love, written by Robert Jordan and called the Wheel of Time series. And apparently Amazon was not content destroying it and inserting agenda and really terrible writing on the level of Rings of Power into one season. They're now doing a second season, and they had to make up new characters and a lot of trans representation in gay and lesbian relationships in the story.
I'm so glad to hear that. I was
had no such thing. But much like with the Rings of Power, again, what the hell does the story matter? Just take the names of characters and make up really stupid shit.
It's not like you've got to stick to a lore or a plot.
No,
or anything like that.
Gotta hit those ESG scores. Gotta hit it.
And by the sounds of it, they hit them hard. Yes.
Oh yeah. They hit them like. I wanted to make a joke about a juvenile on Epstein's Island. Oh shit, I can't say that. Jeffrey's Island, but I'm not going to do that on your channel. But no, I'm going to be doing that. I'll probably jump on Gray's channel, and he'll probably regret it when he starts talking about Nightmare on Freddy Street or whatever it is. And then tomorrow, you and I at 6 p.m. Central, we're going to be doing Wild Weird Weekend Woo Woo. Yes. And this week we are covering some really dark stuff. It is documented clinical examples, like clinically documented examples of demonic possession that go beyond the scope of psychiatric diagnosis. So we're going to look at some of those. Purple, you'll probably mix it up a little bit with UFOs and everything else out there. And but we hope to see you guys because we love to talk woo-woo. We
do. Yeah, we love getting to cover these topics. And the one good thing about woo-woo is there is an endless supply of this.
Yeah. And it's a hell of a lot more entertaining than pretty much everything on television right now and in the theaters. Be honest about it.
And hail to Dadman, great to see you, says that sounds scary. Give me the UFOs.
We're going to mix it up. It is scary.
It's fascinating. Salty has found some incredibly disturbing cases. I can't wait to hear about them and talk about them.
And good night to Zax. I hope you're having a blast, dude. I really do.
Yes.
I've been
Good
checking out your
night.
shorts and your pictures, and have fun. Really, have fun.
So, guys, let me say a huge thank you to our man Salty Texas C here, to Wakazashi's Tea House, to Gray. Thank you so much. Please, guys, check out Steve's stream, which is coming up later on this evening. We've got Gray's stream later on as well. And please join us tomorrow on Salty's channel to talk more woo woo. You guys are incredible as always. Had a lot of fun, just kind of kicking back and having a little bit of a more relaxed show, which is what we like. But thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody who sent super chats, super stickers, and member chats. You guys are awesome as always.
Thank you, Purple. Thank you for making me watch movies like Halloween movies and spooky movies that I've only seen once. And I just want to say thank you for doing that this October. You guys in chat, she really does love this stuff, and she knows just about everything about all these movies, and she is schooling me. And I feel very fortunate for that. So thank you. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Well, thank you. And thank you for introducing me to all these incredible different versions of Sleepy Hollow. I had no idea they existed.
Most of them suck. But I guess you're welcome. Most of them suck. But yeah.
I've got a special love for that story, so it's great to see so many, and I'm looking forward to covering it on one of these shows. But you guys are incredible. Please, and check out all of your favorite YouTubers, because everybody's working very, very hard at the moment, and I know they would be very grateful to get to see you. So, guys, oh, sorry.
No, I'm an idiot. I have a special series that Purple Valkyrie has been heavily involved in, along with Amanda Manethrin, and now Gray, who was just on this channel, Wakazashi's Tea House, who's going to be presenting traditional Japanese ghost stories. And I need to edit that video. That's going to be, I just got that this morning. But we drop a video tomorrow that I did extensive video enhancement, digital remastering of a 100-year-old movie called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It was a silent movie released in 1920 starring John Barrymore. That's Drew Barrymore's either grandfather or great-grandfather. But it is a movie that was a labor of love. Every scene required to be restored in color corrected. It's black and white, but you still got to color correct it. Put in some fantastic music behind it. It was a labor of love. Please, tomorrow it debuts. If you're bored sometime this weekend and would like to watch a really cool movie with a flair, creative input from Purple Valkyrie, please check out the latest Dark Passages that will drop tomorrow at 11 a.m. tomorrow. But sorry to interrupt, Purple. I just wanted to.
No,
we've put a lot of work on that. I almost forgot it. So,
no, these are incredible. And guys, if you missed the Salty's reading of Dagon, which he released a couple of days ago, please check that out, because it was incredible. And we had some really brilliant comments about it, didn't we?
Yeah. I did all of the animations. I did all of the green screen, every scene. None of that was stolen from people or recycled. So I'm trying to learn how to make movies and videos, because I may want to make entertainment that doesn't suck someday.
Looking at you, Amazon. Yes.
And just about all of them, let's be honest about
it. We'll just pick one at random. But let me say again, thank you to Silverlock. Thank you so much. He sends us a 19.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. Have a great Halloween season. You too, sweetheart. Just kicking it off. We're going to have a lot more woo-woo. We're going to have a lot more Halloween fun. And I'm also working on a short series myself. It's going to be called Ghoul Britannia. And it's all about UK ghost stories and hauntings, which I'm looking forward to getting out. So lots more stuff coming. But thank you. Really appreciate that. Black Phillip says, perfect day and time for a stream, Purple. And set up for my horror streams, which start tonight. Nice.
Cheers.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I'm going to check you out.
Very, very cool. You guys are awesome. So Let me say a very big thank you to everybody who joined, to Salty, to Wakazashi's Grey. Please, guys, check out their streams later on today and tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of stuff going on over the weekend. But for tonight, I will say a huge thank you to everyone and stay spooky. We will be back again next Friday talking more horror. But until then, see you soon.